I'm Johan Durant, and this is the APTA Tour.
See you in Boston.
Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Weston Golf Club in Weston, Massachusetts, bringing you the Boston Open Grand Prix, a 2022-23 APTA Tour event, which is the ace stop on the APTA Tour, presented by Remedy Plus and sponsored by the APTA membership. The APTA national sponsors Paddle Pro and Fusion, and local sponsors, the title sponsor, Discipline Alpha LLC, platinum sponsors, Labor LLC, Worcester Air and Weston Golf Club, and gold sponsors Xenon, Owl's Nest Resorts, and Bully Boy Distillers, and silver sponsor Narragansett Beer. And I'm Brad Easterbrook alongside Mark Fischel, bringing you men's final round action between our number 1 and number 3 seeds. Number 1 seed being Durant and Mitchell from the Boston area, and the number 3 seeds of Hughes and Powers. So, Mark, welcome to the booth. Looks like a great final out here.
Yeah, a rematch of a terrific semifinal in Long Island last year at Nationals, and it should be a lot of fun. At the bottom right of your screen, the blue hat, Johan Durant. His partner to his left in the gray cap, Stephen Mitchell on the far side, and the blue sweatshirt, Mark Powers, and then the lefty, John Hughes. Let's take a look at the road to the finals for these two teams. So Durant Mitchell lost a set in the semis, otherwise relatively unopposed. Good match with Humphreys, Essex, Koenig, and Hughes Powers. Similarly, tough match with McNerney Nolan, which you and I called, Brad. 2-all in the third set before Graham McNerney, I guess, decided he had to get into Pittsburgh earlier than he anticipated.
Yeah, a couple of good tests. That match with McNerney and Nolan was a good test for Hughes and Powers. You know, and you told me, I didn't get to see it because I was calling the other match, but you know, Durant and Mitchell in their quarterfinal against Frazier and Morgan were just lights out.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So, I mean, Hughes, the fun thing about this matchup is both these teams like to play fast. And Hughes and Powers will slow it down a little bit, but not a lot. And they'll go after Durant. And they did at Nationals last year in the big victory.
And as fast as, you know, it's actually that both teams actually have success playing fast. It'll be interesting to see certain things, though. Durant and Mitchell are so good at shutting down blitzes. Durant gets right on top of the net, aggressively volleys. Both these teams do that. You know, so we'll see how they manage the pace of this match. Both teams are also capable of slowing it down when needed to. And, you know, it's a totally different Durant than there was 5 years ago when he was trying to end every point. Now he's capable of dialing it back, playing the point low to the middle. He's become masterful at holding his overhead. He holds it in like a, you know, two ways. He has a roller overhead where he goes over to a semi-western grip, and then he holds it into almost an eastern backhand grip where he holds onto it. He cuts it, cuts underneath, cuts around it, or pushes it through the middle, and he does it all at the last second. It keeps the opponents guessing.
And one of the contrasts between these teams is Durant and Mitchell are going to be serving sidearm virtually the whole time, although Durant will go some overhand to the backhand side, and Hughes Powers are both overhand conventional serves.
Yeah, and I think you make a great point about serves in the sense that I think that's going to be a lot where this match will lie. Hughes and Powers' ability to drive that return through, take the net, and you know, Hughes and Powers are very good at digging. They will play enough points out here where they dig long enough to make Durant and Mitchell possibly go for more and make it miss. But they want to be able to hold the net too, and their ability to return and also get that first volley is going to be huge in this match.
You know, in most of the matches we've seen Durant moving to the backhand side after he returns from the deuce. In this match, I don't think we're going to see that because I think they're going to be looking to keep Stephen Mitchell out of the line of fire from John Hughes' tremendous overhead.
Yeah, now Hughes has that one that he cuts across the court into Mitchell if he stays on the ad side, but it definitely is much safer to keep Durant into the deuce side, and I think you're right. I think we will see that. That'll be interesting to see once they get started.
So this is just a really fun matchup and should be a terrific match.
Yeah, I mean, these guys always have great battles. They started, and I actually think it's sort of the beginning of the year, Hughes and Powers lost to them in the finals, and I think they're trying to work themselves into shape here, you know, and now that they're playing a little more, and, you know, of course, Mitchell and Durant have had just another stellar year. Yeah, I think they're up for this match, so look forward to it. And I have no doubt it's going to be highly entertaining and extremely athletic.
4 tremendous athletes, 4 highly skilled players. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the ability of Powers to take this. I'm going to see this early and curious. I think this slow serve here for a guy like Hughes, he's got to put a little topspin on it. He loves hitting the ball down. His forehand is much more improved. Oh, good leg cord serve there to start.
Here we go. Should mention chair umpire Bill Horn. Hughes very active early on.
You hit a short lob against Durant, you pay.
One way or the other.
That's a great cut finish there.
First point. What we've seen from Durant Mitchell is they spend so much time at the net because they return so well and they serve so well. So we'll see if Hughes Powers can find themselves making their way to the net more often. A lot of driving from Powers early.
Yeah, trying to pick a little spot there. All relatively safe drives.
Durant makes that volley look so easy.
See, this is the key, one of the games, of what we just saw right there to me. The ability of Durant and Mitchell to offensively volley. That time he anticipates the drive and he moves forward and he's aggressively volleying. Most people just block that back. Durant and Mitchell close on the net and hit offensive volleys. I mean, this is heavy, fast play right now from Hughes Powers. Sort of testing the defenses here. Oh, that was a good fake from Hughes. He totally had both Durant and Mitchell looking for the drive.
But he can only do that because he lobs with that same grip. He's got that almost continental forehand.
Yep.
30 all.
There's a great lob down the line, right into the Hughes forehand, which is what they want. Wow, I think that was out.
So it was a mishit.
And it was a very generous
shank.
call.
What a lob volley. A little too aggressive there.
Yeah, he's got to let that second one go through. He can get it off the back screen. He hit such a good lob volley. I don't know if he expected Durant to hit that flip shot like that, but
Early faults from Mitchell's usually reliable sidearm serve.
I think you always have to expect Durant to be hitting an aggressive shot or a good shot back.
We talked about it earlier. Mitchell is such a great positional volleyer. He's just moving. He's always taking that forehand volley out of play.
A lot of movement early for Hughes. I kind of feel like you'll see that in almost all their matches. It sort of gets his engine going. Loves to make forays in, look for blitzes.
That's Powers' ball right there.
Yeah, he loves that high forehand. It's extremely quick release.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I expect to see from Powers there. I think players have to do that. Take that underhand serve early and go aggressive. See that three-quarter drive that Hughes is hitting. Oh, too bad.
Durant Mitchell.
A lot of errors from Powers early.
That's a good aggressive return right there.
He is really unleashing that forehand.
It's definitely one of the best forehands in the game.
In the semis, we saw a lot of controlled ones. These are when he's really just hitting it 90%.
Oh, what a spot from Powers.
Unbelievable. Powers.
Spots the drive, in my mind, better than anybody.
That one was brilliantly spotted. Great point for Hughes Powers.
It's a great shot of Durant up there at the net.
Durant's anticipation at the net is just unparalleled. who else is moving on Mark Powers' return to serve?
I think that's almost a design play for them too. You know, because Powers really is going to tee up that underhand serve.
There's that great positional volley we talked about from Mitchell. Always sliding to his right, always taking away that forehand volley.
Not only does he make them, but he hits offensive ones too. Close in.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was a flirt right there from Hughes. Great point.
Yeah, and you can see Mitchell close right in. He knows Powers is going to get so close to the net, where as long as he gets a paddle on it, he actually can't miss it in the net. Ball cannot get down on him. Holds that, slides it right in there beautifully. Great lob.
You were worried it was going to be wide, too.
I did for a second there. That was.
It might have been, but we'll never know. Hughes Powers playing a lot of balls off the deck.
Yeah, that's a great spot. See, he's so close to the net. If you don't find a good spot there, he'll hit a drop shot or a winner. But great hit, and they're hitting it hard. They're not trying. One of the things you really cannot do, and that makes them such a tough team, Durant Mitchell, you can't hit off-pace drives very often against them. You get punished by drop volleys. They cut it off. They put them away. When you go at it, you better drive the ball. That's punishing the short lob. Great job.
First game, we've already seen 2 cut winners from Durant. Interesting how far into the court Hughes is venturing.
Yeah, he is baiting him to try and hit a down-up overhead so he can spike it. And right now, that is just a beautiful finish right there, long through the court.
Bandit, Durant
Well,
Mitchell.
it reacted like it was a wet court.
Yeah, but the danger they're getting into a little bit here, Hughes and Powers, is they're trying to aggressively position themselves, but then they're hitting some weak lobs.
Yep.
And their lobs are so short, they're just getting hammered. That's such a good volley. Need to get that lob up to the service line area at least. Oh, underhand, push long volley.
Because we talked about Powers really going after it. Hughes is not. Hughes is kind of guiding the forehand right now.
Right now, he's looking to play everything by aggressive positioning. I think he's trying to get the ball down and look for blitzes.
He's just unloading on that forehand.
He might want to start thinking about an overhand serve or a different strategy here, because that's like 10 in a row. And he's taking that thing early and hard. They're putting some good pressure on. I think that's how you have to play the underhand servers. You can't be conservative with it. You got to take it early and rip it.
Probably have the 2 biggest forehands in the game on the court today.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick Ordoya's got to be in the conversation, obviously. But maybe those 3?
Yeah, for sure. Those are 3 of the best. I mean, you can probably come up with a couple more, but they're right there. And in terms of variety and spots they hit,
We are right into it, huh? No feeling each other out here.
no, it's actually, I would say for both these teams, it might be their favorite tournament. You know, for Mitchell and Durant, it's right in front of the hometown crowd. And Powers and Hughes have just had great success here. It's sort of a part of how they came up as a team.
Yeah.
They've won a couple of times, 2 years in a row.
Durant Mitchell in the finals a couple years ago. Ooh, this is lose that one.
Vintage Hughes Powers.
Great.
Some first game.
Yeah, it's great points.
There, Powers looking for Durant to move.
You could actually hear Hughes apologize, sorry, because he's making all these forays, but it's sometimes leaving Powers hanging out to dry. If he's a little out of position, there's no cover for him. That's so good. Great dig.
Pick up Durant.
The first opportunity at the
Yeah.
net here for Hughes Powers. He goes right out with a hard one, but he misses his spot there. Wisely bails. Oh no!
Producing great gig from Mitchell. He's such a tremendous athlete.
No, great shot. So nonchalant, Mitchell. He just sort of slaps it past Powers. Powers didn't get behind that ball. Great shot, kept it low.
Vintage Hughes Powers.
Oh, what a pickup.
Oh, just great gets. No.
Misses it wide. It's first game Hughes Powers. That was easy.
And Durant's a little warmed up. He's taking off the sweatshirt.
1 game to love.
Wow. Just some great action there.
It almost felt like a practice game, though. Like kind of like, you know, just relaxed, you know, not that high intensity feel, but they were just going at it, playing great shots, a lot of execution.
We got Hughes Powers at the net for 5% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough on the service game. They blew it through a few times.
But they gave it back up almost immediately.
Yeah, a couple of times. I mean, they actually they might have been in a few more times because Powers did rip a bunch of returns. He actually forced enough volley errors. We'll see those. If he continues to force those errors, we're going to see those balls go through and they'll take the net later on, you know, in the match. But this time, you know, Mitchell was trying to make the first volley every time. He, you know, missed a few. Off good returns, though. They were tough.
Okay, Mark Powers to serve to Johan Durant.
Good patience and good control of the backcourt game there for Hughes Powers. No switch back from Hughes Powers.
Hughes just baited him into that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a great drive there. Used the entire length of the court on the cross court. That would have been out if it was down the line. It's a great shot. Mitchell makes it. He climbs up that side wire. Wow, good volley.
Ho, ho, ho! Filthy.
That was filthy. That is the definition of filthy. Cuts that backhand back underneath the net.
So missed that 2 or 3 times in the semis.
You know, I was playing a practice set with Powers on Thursday, and he took one, and I was right there to hit a cutter, and he took it and he hit that shot, and I said, that was my ball. But okay, if you're going to do that.
Did he
it's fine.
apologize?
No, he laughed in my face.
40-15.
Oh, he goes after him, little swing slap
40-30.
volley. All right, 2 points right back. This would be a huge steal from Durant. Mitchell being down from love 40. It seems like the game is worth so much more when you come back or win from love 40 down or up. Oh!
Hey, Hughes Powers.
John Hughes is the only person in the country who would actually feel badly about that.
Right, he actually apologized.
He really genuinely feels badly about it.
He would actually offer him a lead, but it's against the rules.
It just makes you wonder about him a little bit, I have to say. Just too nice a guy.
You know, it's even something like that. I feel like we've seen Durant and Mitchell reach some levels that have been like really amazing. When they're at the top of the top, it's hard to imagine somebody winning. But right now, Hughes Power's doing a great job sticking balls and not allowing them to control the points, right? They're actually taking enough balls off the deck, hitting them, so they can't just go overhead after overhead.
And Durant's tried a couple of the last couple of points, a couple of strange shots. I mean, he was 3 feet behind the service line there trying that shot. Oh,
Just gotta
Hughes
be.
reads that beautifully.
But he made that move a dozen times in the match before, and you cannot get baited into hitting it down up over him. You gotta hit behind him and through him. Spaced it in the middle of the court, that's where you gotta take usually.
That's a beautiful combination. Durant has the answer anyway. Roll it in the blitz.
Great move. Oh, great shot into the body. Handcuffs him.
30.
Wow, the ball way out.
40.
Yeah, I don't understand why Durant doesn't go overhand to Powers. His overhand serve is one of the best in the country. Oh, there's overhands here.
Hughes Powers.
3-1 lead for
Easy to
Hughes
first
Powers.
set,
They look
3 games
great
to
early.
love.
I mean, a great start for those guys.
Think we're going to see any adjustments from Durant Mitchell? They're just going to play the way they play.
I think they play the way they play, but right now they're getting killed on the return of serve, you know, and the serve and return. They've had faults. They got to just clean those things up. But the amount of missed first volleys is rare. You know, we don't see this many. They usually make the first volley, they come in behind it, they have the net. And then when they're at the net, Hughes and Powers are doing a good job not letting them dictate with their overheads. Yes, they're hitting some spin overheads, but they'll take 1 or 2 off the deck, Hughes and Powers. And that's making a difference because they can't string together like 5 or 6 in a combination. Get.
Never a good sign when both you and your partner say you.
It's like he's barely moving. He just extends his arms with his hands. That's a great play.
15 love.
Gets him there. Oh, what a rip.
Put that over it
15
hanging.
all.
Yeah, that's the thing about the spin overhead. If you're not getting the right action on it, that ball just sat up short.
Big move by Hughes.
He's really holding the ball well. Around the post, he ends up on the other side.
Oh, what a half! And he got it. And he finds Durant.
It's just perfect aim, that control of that ball down the line.
30
Do you
15.
think the hard overhead from Durant was coming back over the net if Hughes hadn't played it?
But you know, that's a great point because, you know, everybody out there watching should know if it does go to the other side of the court, it's a loss of point for the person who hit it. So it could have been right there, the point ended if he let it go, but that's a great point. I'm not really sure if I could see a replay on it. We could actually probably tell. It didn't occur to me at the time, but
Strange decision by Durant. Because Hughes was clearly on the other side of the net when he made contact with the ball.
yeah,
He didn't hit the ball over the net.
he hit it around the net, no question. That was a great track down.
Right now, Hughes Powers is just very sharp.
Oh, good little sneaky move there, and Hughes sees it, but just a little late because he could have punished him. crease.
You.
There with Durant Mitchell. Seemed a little out of sorts to me.
It just doesn't seem like it's a high energy thing yet. They're a little, I'm going to use the word low. They're playing the way they play. They usually don't spend this much time with Durant in the deuce, though. You know, they usually switch it back around. And he's there to protect against the Hughes overhead. At least I think.
No, I think that's accurate.
You know, it's. And Mitchell can certainly create on that side, but it's just a different look.
It's also like Hughes defends against the Durant overhead as well as anybody in the country on the deuce court.
Well, I think that's another thing that just makes this a unique and a great matchup is, you know, for a bunch of years,
Another
thought,
great point.
yeah, it's an amazing point, that Hughes and Power is probably the best digging team in the country. You know, they just dig balls out. It's hard to finish them off with cut finishers. They just get it back one more time. You know, Humphreys and Asas-Koenig are becoming a really good digging team. And when you do that to the spin overhead guys, eventually they start to make errors.
A little short.
He's still the guy constantly apologizing.
10 times a match at minimum. Apologizing to his partner, apologizing to the other team. And
Maybe the fans.
genuinely,
Yeah,
genuinely.
Genuinely.
He's a good man.
Mother Debbie's watching. She gets real nervous.
This is where Powers, good move. I think he might have
Oh,
missed it wide.
Wide.
What a great move. And they set that point up beautifully. Just dig it out, lob, 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 and
Perfect.
take one quick opportunity. And they get exactly what they want. He just missed it. But now we're at deuce. This is a good little steal. This is what Durant Mitchell needs. They just got to steal one single game. Get in this thing. This is a really tough.
Don't see Durant miss that volley very much.
Not often.
Yeah, I expect Mitchell to have a field day on the Hughes serve. That lefty serve kind of bounces up right into his happy spot.
It moves away, but he should be able to time it, and we should see a lot more of that. That was out. Great serve that time. It's, you know, Durant makes it look like easy, but that ball's kicking in there. I don't know if, you know, those of you who were able to watch the semifinal match, and there's a great hold for Love now, Hughes Powers. But, you know, we saw Graham McNerney, how many drives did he hit? Only 20% maybe,
Yeah.
you know, off the Hughes serve on that deuce side.
I think Durant will be at about 100%.
Yep, he missed the last one, though. Great offensive close there.
All from Hughes.
Oh,
it's a double.
So good at getting that ball.
Trying to find it.
He's still chasing.
Oh, he just couldn't find it. He's looking for it everywhere.
I think he hit it with like an inverted forehand back. I couldn't even tell how he hit it. But it was funny how he made him chase all the way back there. Then he pounded it back.
Some great lobbing.
Oh. That's just beautifully played with a perfect blitz.
15
All
off.
set up by that great down the line lob from Powers.
And you know, for the entire tournament, has anyone actually done this much attacking back at them, you know, so far? Have they seen this yet? You know, It's usually Durant and Mitchell are the ones doing the attacking. I mean,
Yeah.
Powers just ripping some forehands.
Great lobs. He Mitchell in contact with that ball, both feet outside the service box.
That's what you're looking for. Oh, so smart, this lob volley.
Wow.
We've seen Powers track that one down like 6-7 times today. McNerney did it to him 3-4 times. Semifinal. And it's the warm weather, so he's going to get them all. Great playing.
15-40.
Love Hughes' court positioning. He's looking for that loopy ball that Powers is getting to dip, and he's following it at the net.
Yeah, because the danger there isn't so much the Powers drive he's going to miss it. It's that he's hit it down, and Hughes is so far in. It's still have to volley that ball up. Unless they're right on top of the net hitting an offensive volley, they're in trouble.
Again, look at the contact point for the overheads.
He's behind the service line. That's your goal. So get your opponent around the service line or behind. Ball after ball. And yeah, Durant will try to hurt you there, but he can't hurt you, right?
And then Mitchell gets caught on the near side. 5-love. Fusion, a proud partner to the APTA. Fusion curates what's next in branded gear and apparel for your company, your team, or your event. With a team of dedicated industry experts, Fusion curates high-end product selections for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate identity. We create a stress-free shopping experience with custom online stores and quick custom ordering to get the gear you need now without any hassle. Visit gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion provide you with gear to fuel your brand. A little bit of a shocking start, Bradford.
I mean, it's a great start for Hughes Powers. There, it seems like a little low energy right now for Durant and Mitchell. They're trying to go about their business, but Hughes and Powers are making it hard for them to do that. They're sticking forehand, they're attacking them. Whenever they try to hit a spin overhead, they're taking half of them off the deck and just keeping them busy at the net. So they've really been able to attack them in the backcourt. Now they're just, I mean, I don't even know what that was. That could be like one of these games where let's get this one done, wipe the slate clean. It's a 2-set match now, you know.
Haven't seen Durant lose too many sets 6-love. But it's not there yet. Nope, but it's getting close.
All right, 30-love. No.
There was some anger in that swing.
Yeah, but I think it's great. He's got to let a couple go like that. And I've always said sometimes you got to hit a few balls. And now he's just trying to whack a few, get some frustration out. Because neither one of those 2 drives that he missed there are like purposeful strategy shots other than let's get some frustration out.
Wow, some set from Hughes Powers. They win the first set 6-love.
I mean, that was an incredible display, and we'll be back in just a moment after these messages right on the APTA YouTube channel presented by My Paddle.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your body with the shot and the bar. Now available in a deliciously energizing power pack. See how much farther you can go with Remedy Plus.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour presented by Remedy Plus, and we are in the men's final round action between our number 1 and number 3 seeds, where Hughes and Powers take a set 6-love off of Durant and Mitchell with just great execution. I mean, you know, Durant and Mitchell, I've never seen them look that so out of sorts, basically.
Well, we saw it right off the get-go. Powers was just really releasing the forehand. He wasn't guiding it. He was just absolutely ripping it. And Durant Mitchell had no answers. I mean, I've never seen Durant Mitchell stay back on serve, but it may be something they want to consider.
Yeah, no answers, a lot of missed volleys, and then on top of that, you got the Hughes brazen position at the net, ready to pounce if they volley the ball up at all. And these, you know, they're just, and we didn't see any of that sort of couple of errors here or there. Now we expect, you know, in the first game though, I do remember seeing like Durant and Mitchell trying to get close and attack some volleys, right? Like that. And we're seeing this right now. But then they sort of lost that ability to do that. It's a little long, and they're just taking the ball off the deck early. They're not letting Durant and Mitchell control the, you know, the play with overheads. See, most people just try to lob and survive the points. Hughes Bowers, they're going right after.
They're in control of most of the points. I kind of sense the crowd is somewhat shocked, Brad.
I mean, it's just literally speechless. You know, we haven't heard a peep from the Boston crowd out here. I think shock is a word, though. I mean, you know, if anybody ever told you, you know, when's the last time? I'd love to look in the records and find the last time Durant and Mitchell lost a set 6-love.
If ever. A lot of talking, too.
Well, talking I agree with. They got to figure a little something out here. This looks a little beyond, let's just do what we do. You know, they're going to have to respond to Powers and Hughes with a certain sort of, in a certain sort of way. You know, it's always fun to have these off-air conversations, you know, with some of the great pros and minds that are out there. And I was talking with Drew Broderick for a few minutes in between, and just talking about the match. He said, you know, I like Hughes Powers. I was talking to Powers beforehand, and he seemed locked in, like he's got something for him tonight. And he didn't say they had a specific strategy or one thing or another. He just said, you know, that's it. You know, he seemed like he was locked in, fired, ready to go for this thing. And so far, that's what we've seen.
Yeah.
Oh! Go in?
Nope.
Out.
What?
Wow.
15-30.
Unloading. These are angry forehands.
Yeah, he's a
These
little
are angry
agitated
forehands.
right now.
These are angry forehands. There, he's just eating that underhand serve up.
Yeah.
But to me, this is a clinic on what you do to the underhand serve.
Great volley there from Powers.
Take it early, fast. Oh, Powers gets caught up. Playing a little cat and mouse there. He tried to volley hard behind Durant. Pushed it a little long.
Great volley from Mitchell.
But again, who's at the net? Hughes Bowers transitioning and blowing it right through.
You've got to be careful not to find the back wire with that overhead.
Yeah, but you see his, I mean, you freeze frame that one. His position was amazing on the cover of the drive. He went actually over into Powers' court, which is what he should have done. It's a perfect play.
He was almost got hit by Powers' drive.
So quick back in. And he's making that move because he thinks he's actually getting in quicker than the other guys are transitioning forward. And I think he might have been.
There he goes overhand. I think it was a really good move.
That is just unbelievable stuff, Deuce. Perfect combination. They have no answer right now for the Powers return and the Hughes blitz.
You know!
That's a good offensive volley there. Powers can't handle it. All right, can they get their first game here? And there it is.
On the board.
Now we got the roar from the crowd.
Crowd is very happy.
Look at that. How about that? The match has started, Mark.
Powers won the first set 6-love.
First set was an exhibition.
This counts.
This counts. Right, exactly. That was just a good hold. and just it was a gutty hole. But you see them. They took a few drives there where they really stuck it a little harder. Mitchell hard down Hughes' line. So here the match starts now, and just a lot less room for error now for Durant and Mitchell. Not something we normally say. They're usually in the driver's seat often, rarely coming from behind.
Okay, John Hughes to serve to Johan Durant.
It's going to go long, yep. That's great, well played by Mitchell.
Go ahead.
Ooh, sneaky little drive. Powers making Mitchell play all those backhands. I was thinking it's a smart move, but Mitchell's smart lob.
Look at Durant's court positioning. 2 feet inside the baseline, 2 feet to the right of the center strap.
He's baiting him, and Powers isn't falling for it. There's a good move. What a great volley. Oh, and that's great plan. They played a patient, controlled point. This is actually, we say this is how people should play against Durant and Mitchell usually. They're having to employ this now and get a couple of errors out of Power Hughes, and this is smart for them. This is what they need.
Move your flex up. Yes.
Didn't continue moving, and
15
only
off.
had a lot of Afrikaans right after that. I'm sure none of it was good.
You are fluent in Afrikaans, right?
I am fluent in Afrikaans. One of my many talents.
Hughes with another just amazing volley. We're on closing.
With those droppers is these guys are so fast that normally it just pulls a guy out of position. Sometimes it fuels a little bit of Hughes and Powers.
Right, Hughes is really doing damage to that backhand.
So consistent, keeping it low. Oh, just can't be.
Awesome cut finish.
Amazing cut finish, and he spins it back underneath the net. And Mitchell had a good beat on it. It's just coming back too fast.
You know it was a great shot if Mitchell couldn't run it down.
It's a perfect cut, perfect time for it. That's great first foul.
Great second.
Oh!
Well, that was a blurt.
30
You,
off.
not Powers.
There you go. Thank you. That was a perfect switch call. Just fine.
That was
40,
good.
30.
It's really challenging with that heavy bounce out wide. And as great as Durant is, it's a tough ball to time.
Oh, Mitchell cut in front of Durant to take the forehand away.
Yeah, but Durant went so far, he thought he was
Yeah.
in his territory. He's really looking for a ball. Look how far he's going. He's on the other side of the court. Usually sort of the hash mark's about your stop point. You know, he's inside it. And you're switching to the other side. Look at him go. He really wants to start making some things happen.
Great hands from Mitchell.
Great hands around, because that was a decent drive and blitz play, and Hughes just makes a perfect volley to get him out of it.
Oh, that ball just jumps up and almost hits Mitchell.
Hughes Powers scores 1-all second set.
Big
Hughes
hold
Powers
there for
won the first set.
Hughes.
That was a great game.
Interested to see if they can do something differently here against Powers.
Yeah, Mitchell, you know, has yet to have a hold.
Hughes and Powers are just playing a tremendous level right now. Oh, what a pickup.
They really are, Mark. I mean,
Just doing nothing wrong.
they're not making errors. They're attacking. I mean, Powers is unloaded on every single one of Mitchell's serves.
Okay, so here's what we talked about. Looks like they go into the I formation against Powers.
Great drive back. That's a perfect time for that. He tags Hughes. That's a great shot.
Hughes jumped off the ground there.
Yeah, he had no shot. Hughes is actually one of the guys who gets pretty far off the ground.
Yes, that was a real jump.
But we saw this in the match in the semifinal, and it's important to bring up now how Nolan and McNerney went to the strategy. Thomas Nolan started serving, staying back, and allowing the net player, you know, at that time it was Graham McNerney, to move in and cut off some balls at the net, and then had much more success holding the net against Hughes and Powers than they did with a traditional attempt at serving and volleying. And you could see Hughes, Durant and Mitchell do that here, so really smart play.
Great lob from Durant.
And I think strategy adjustment is what they need. They're just not usually in a situation where they have to do it.
30-15.
Fantastic cut winner there from Durant that even Hughes can't track down.
I think he was also confused if he was trying to hit it up over the net or around the net post, but just a great shot. Ooh.
40-15.
But I love that because Durant now moving around, his Powers got to think about it a little bit. He could just unload it right at Durant.
He's got him thinking.
Yes.
Which is exactly what you want to accomplish with that formation.
They're on the verge of a first hold here for Mitchell. They didn't hold Durant serve either. Now they're on the verge of a second hold in the set.
It's like a look what I found volley from Mitchell. He was kind of battling out.
It's sort of the power and the quick power of
Oh, great get up. Nope, didn't get it with the snowboard. And it's 2-1 Durant Mitchell.
that's how those early cutters set that up. You know, you had Hughes running forward the moment you went into a cutter formation, you know, like he was going to hit a cut. And then Durant has such control, he pushes it behind him there. Gets him in the snowboard.
Bradford will take a moment to acknowledge today would have been George Wilkinson's 38th birthday.
Yeah.
George was a beloved member of our community, died last year in a car accident, and he is sorely missed by everybody.
I think that's a great thing to bring up. Mark George was just a wonderful guy. You know, everybody touched him. He made him smile. There's no question.
Powers might want a new pair of sneakers or something. I saw him motioning to his shoes.
And I do see Meredith walking around here. His girlfriend looking for something.
It's really nice to have somebody who's like a full-time assistant while you're on the court, who runs inside, gets you food, gets you sneakers.
Rummaging through his stuff, looking for something. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of it. But he definitely pointed to his shoes on that changeover. Oh, that time he held it just long enough.
30.
Powers think for a half second, and then he went quick at the body with the blitz behind it. So, opportunity now for Durant and Mitchell.
The first break of the match for them.
Out, 40 love.
Just too much heat.
Love 40.
Well, and now they're using the strategies right back against them. I mean, both these teams obviously have tons of offense, but Durant and Mitchell got smart there. Now they're turning the tables here. Chance to go up 3-1.
Got smart there, kind of insinuating they weren't smart before.
You know, it's not, they're not used to having to adjust to other people's play,
No, not at all.
you know, and here they are. And that's what I mean by getting smart. They actually took, you know, changed their service strategy, changed a few things. They got broken, you know, right off the bat every single time in the first set. And went to a little different strategy. And
Hey, you're up.
Wild swing from Powers.
Second set, 3 games to 1. Use Powers when the word done.
doing a lot of little mini stretches there.
Yeah.
Wonder if it's there's any possible fatigue, but wouldn't think so, but could be.
No, it's not that cold today. We're using much energy. Semi was a relatively long match, but just one match.
That's out. Powers been flawless for about
First set.
6 games, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a walkabout here for a minute.
He's missing a lot of balls, and this set's going to be over pretty quickly if he doesn't stabilize.
See, now here's the moment for them to start to realize, okay, look, we're going down a different rabbit hole here.
Yep.
Maybe we got to back it off for a second, you know. And he does, and he just hits a nice little rolling return there. That's the shot that we see that they punish on the off-pace drives. And I don't think Powers was hitting that many off-pace
Second
drives
set, 4
before.
games to 1.
But that perfect read there from Durant.
Well, the thing was, the bus, Powers' forehand was driving the bus first set. And there he missed a couple, and then all of a sudden backed off, and then hit a 3/4 pace return.
He's doing something with his shoe again, or is he not? I'm trying to find out here. He's looking for something. It seems like, you know, you watch his great camera angles. You watch here as we're chatting here. He's fiddling, you know?
Yep.
Like something's going on in his feet, or
Here comes his delivery, whatever it is. New pair of sneakers.
I don't think he's going to go on a shoe change here. I heard you remember a story when, you know, years ago they're playing Ricky Heath and Baxter when Powers and Heath were coming up before they won their first national championship. And his shoes were just gone. He's like, hey, Brad, you have shoes in your car. He's looking for a pair of shoes before the match.
You charge them like retail?
I didn't have any.
Sorry. Apology number 4 from Hughes.
Sorry, I got the ball back. Reset the point perfectly.
Yeah, all the breaks are going the other way right now.
Yeah, but I'm going to give that to him as great position. He's so close to that, almost impossible to hit it in the net. He did get a break with the dropper there, but off the top of the net, but he deserved it. Now we're seeing that's a great body kick.
So who has to apologize for that one,
Yeah,
Bradford?
I don't know. That's a good question. I didn't hear Durant apologize.
You're trying to hit me.
And Durant is after everybody today.
Everybody gets a piece. Remember in that semifinal when he missed that ball?
Don't let it happen again.
He's spotting his drives a little better here, Durant. Any shot Powers and Hughes really
This is the hard
never
overhead.
use.
The hard overhead.
That right there is a
That was the
perfect
perfect
time.
one, yeah.
But they don't use it. And I think it's just they don't practice it. You know, they have cut finishes. They have pretty much every shot. It's the one shot they do not use.
I think Powers would have an excellent one. I mean, the ball just explodes off his paddle.
He does, but he's excellent at kind of rolling it one way or the other. He doesn't really flatten it out that much. You know, he's great at he's extremely fast with like moving the strings and moving it around. He's just not used to doing it. I mean, I think he could, for sure.
He's beat, but he's a little bit late.
Yep. Now,
15,
everything
40.
working against Hughes and Powers as quickly as they won that first set there. On their way out of this one, but still not done yet. So. Oh, didn't make it over.
30-40.
Swing one wide.
Houston Powers. We saw Mitchell miss that shot once in the first set. They're definitely sharpening up their play too. Oh,
Switching back and custom side, choose Powers.
just long.
And there it is. 5-1. Durant Mitchell.
5 games to 1. Hughes Towers won the first set.
Fiddling back there.
What time do we start? Like 12:40. So it's about 45 minutes in. We're going to play 2 full sets.
Yeah, the first game, if you remember, went
Yes.
probably a good 10 minutes, and
Yep.
it's about 10 minutes of these full 2 sets. You know, and since then it's been extremely fast. I mean, there's been a lot of incredible shot making, and because of that, there's been a lot of hit and miss, and a lot less of just lob and.
And there they switched to have Mitchell's overhead in the middle.
You know, what they're actually switching to have is Durant's volley at the net. You know, you almost want to think of it that way. By putting Durant right on top of the net, he can do the cutoff volleys and the drop volleys.
And there he switched back.
15 love.
All working the other direction now. Durant and Mitchell closing in on this second set.
It's looking like we're going to play 1 set for the 2023 Boston Open Championship.
15 all.
Great ball at his feet.
Powers seems to have found the forehand, which was MIA for a few games. There you saw Mitchell staying back.
That's a great spot from Hughes.
15-40.
But, you know, Durant has to get a little more outside because the alley, he's so far wide there. The alley is really open. Hughes can hit that ball outside the court and have it land in by a couple inches. He just catches it. That's a good shot.
30-40.
I think the seam on the side wire coming through.
It's possible. You know, Powers definitely looks a little flummoxed by that. What a difference with Durant in that middle. He made some adjustments here. Huge difference. Hughes and Powers, you still want to get this game, kind of get back to the form that brought you. Whether they can make a comeback or not from 5-1 down, doesn't even matter. You just kind of get back to the form you had. All
Oh, it's way out.
Deuce.
They're going out to Durant now, but he's just staying right home and stuffing the volleys back.
You got it. Nope. You got it.
Net
No, no,
position
no,
is
no.
just,
Nah, but
just
he-
on top of it.
He's killing them now.
Yep.
Hitting these drives with Durant, just stuffing them back. They're going to have to really work a little bit more here now. And it's also just great recognition. They're staying back. There's the set. And they're playing 1 set for the final
Yep.
now, and we'll be back in just a moment. Just after these messages, right here on the APTA YouTube channel, presented by My Paddle.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your car, then fuel your body with Remedy Plus.
What is a cutter?
Both a lot of spin.
A cutter is a fun shot.
A cutter is an offensive overhead commonly used close to the net.
A spin shot where you get underneath the ball.
Side of the ball, bottom of the ball, the other side of the ball.
Carving around it in different ways.
You just have to have a loose wrist.
And he basically tried to make the ball spin backwards or sideways.
It either spins short or deep and causes confusion for the baseline team.
All right, welcome back to the APTA Tour presented by Remedy Plus. We're here in the men's final round action between our number 1 and number 3 seeds, where we've had just a complete role reversal with Hughes Powers coming out firing and winning 6-love, and Durant Mitchell, basically all the things that went right for him in the first set now go wrong for them.
So Bradford, we talked a little bit off air between sets about Durant's changing his positioning up at the net, and what a big difference that made. What do you want to do now if you're Hughes Powers to counter that?
I mean, they're going to have to put away now the half-pace drive. They can't use any of those. They're going to have to start lobbing better and with more intention. And then just get back to setting up points. And you can see they're really starting to hone in on some shots now too, really sticking the balls. And look at Durant's positioning here. You know, he's really bringing it up to a whole nother level. And it's getting to the point now where you start to wonder, like, if you're Hughes and Powers, was it our great play in the first set, or was it, you know, they just hadn't clicked in? So now they got to react completely differently here.
They'd be staying back on serve to Durant, losing a lot of points. Even the first point they won, they were lucky to win it. Mitchell just missed the volley.
Durant is unloading now. I think that's part of what those hard balls were in the first set. Just whack them, get yourself ready to unload a little bit.
I think Hughes and Powers should be slowing things down more.
Right now, I do. Get the right lobs, because if he's standing, do not hit a drive, basically, if Durant is right on top of that, unless you're tattooing the drive. You know what I mean? Like just literally tattooing it or going a little higher. They were able to find spots and create some misses. We also have Mark Innes, my paddle guru, telling us that they switched water bottles from one side of the court to the other. Might have made a difference in somehow the outcome, because there clearly was a different outcome when the water bottles were in one place than the other. So we actually, if we find that moment when they moved the water bottles, that might have been the key.
Well, the crowd is certainly enjoying things more than they did the first set.
Well, the Boston crowd, yeah, absolutely. I mean, but just right there, even in that game, they came out firing and forced all the errors. That's what Hughes and Powers were doing in the first set. If you're Hughes and Powers, you know, this is where you have to start to make the adjustments and start to wonder. And they were having so much success on the Mitchell's serve. I assume he's going to stay back again, because right now the key is keeping Durant at the net. You know, we talk about the Hughes overhead and things like that. That hasn't really been even a factor in this match. And Durant defending the backcourt, that hasn't been a factor. It's their ability to cut off the net now, and that's what Durant's doing. And Mitchell's playing the backstop and hitting some drives down low.
Looks like Powers changed shoes.
Well, we did have that wonder about the shoes in a little bit, and he was talking about it, and we saw him fiddling too. I mean, if it actually changes again, then we'll, instead of talking about the water bottles, we'll talk about the shoes.
The other thing that's been eliminated is the faulting we saw from Durant Mitchell in the first set is gone.
Yep.
Dangerous drive.
Right, that's the drive that has to go away now. That three-quarter drive, because Durant's warmed up and he sees what's happening here. He's moving inches from the net, and he went right to an offensive volley or a drop volley. And they're going to have to just lob better and only take the drive when they're tattooing it. And you're going to watch here. They're not having to try. They're not having Durant take overheads, right? They're having Durant.
Now they switch back for Durant to be hitting the overheads.
Oh, good move there.
They're shifting positions constantly at the net.
As long as they have somebody right on top who's cutting it off. That's too much of a reach for them.
Yep.
It's a great play. Durant and Mitchell really flipped the script here.
And they flipped it fast.
And there's a definite noticeable drop in level, you know, from Powers.
Yep.
And without that sort of that, oh, that was long. Powers' forehand sort of fueling the Hughes blitz.
Yep.
things are disappearing.
I don't know how Mitchell got out of the way. That boy couldn't even see it.
Oh, good spot there. Surprise, get Durant to slide over.
And you don't sense any change in strategy from Hughes and Powers right now. Just playing.
Playing. See how quickly Durant switched right over. He's still right on top of the net. Oh,
Boy, that's his ball, too. Came hot off the back wire.
and he stuck it. But that's the pressure now Durant is starting to put on. If you don't put the extra mustard on it,
Yep.
he's going to cut it off. And he put it on there, but it's hard to control then, and he hits it out. Game point. This is that's
Get for Hughes.
again, that's not the shots they want to put. That little chip drive there.
Yeah, he was lucky Durant didn't drop that one.
Went on the net that time, but this part he's just crashing in and playing aggressively. Great call from Durant. Sticks
over
the
it for
overhead
Mitchell.
hard and
Yeah.
wide, makes him stretch for it, and you know, since that opening set, it's all Durant and Mitchell.
All of a sudden, we have almost a must-hold situation for Hughes Powers. I think Hughes is apologizing.
No.
It's been at least 5 minutes.
That's great. They're good. They have to work this one through here. I don't think it's so simple as, you know, let's just keep playing our game.
Well, if they keep playing their game, it's likely to be shaking hands in a few minutes.
I also believe it might be something that's compromising Powers a little bit.
Yep.
Notice the drop off. He's talking about his shoes. He's changed shoes. Who knows? Seemed to be a lot of fidgeting, fiddling.
Love 30.
I think the wheels are falling off.
Yeah, from an extreme high of being up 6-love. Always thought winning 6-love is also dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Durant slap shot right at the body.
In a strange way, it's reminiscent of the women's final, which was kind of an ugly first set, and then they rolled them.
Oh my God,
Oh,
something
boy.
on it. 15-40.
Oh, this is an ugly game all the way
30-40.
Two
around.
faults, two missed slap drives from Durant.
No!
Break point. 3-love now.
Game, Durant Mitchell.
Feels a little bit over Bradford, doesn't it?
I mean, it's not a lot to give an indication that it's not. You know, because they're not
No adjustments.
able to adjust or figure out what's happening now. And once they put Durant up at the Mitchell, they started putting him back. Everything sort of disappeared for Hughes Powers, but also it was just dropping level too. I mean, he was thundering drives in the beginning Powers, you know, and that stuff's sort of dried up. You know, the Hughes blitz has dried up.
Change the shoes again.
Is that what happened? Let's see. Change shoes again.
That's the
Fascinating.
adjustment. Change the sneakers multiple times.
Don't know. Maybe there's sneakers for one side of the court and then one side of the other.
It's
There's gotta be
as
something
good as the
going on.
water bottle analysis.
Yep.
Okay, Johan Durant to serve. 3-love. Final set.
taking something off his board here too.
Really short. Yeah, I got it.
Nice little waterfall cut.
Drive gets away with it there. Back down by Durant. Oh, misses that one. Lost, man.
Yeah, there's definitely a moment when something changed. His demeanor, his game. It started right after he came into the shoes.
Sorry, Pod. Sorry.
Put in there for Powers.
Yeah, that one he crushed, and he was doing that the entire first set.
15-30. Then he's back to rolling that forehand.
Yeah, the roll is not going to do anything. To
No,
these guys.
no point rolling the forehand to Durant. Take cues.
But again, after he hit that chip, he's in worse shape than when he started.
Yep.
Right on top of the net, Durant. That's it. Find where Durant is, lob over him, and just keep doing it until you get the ball. And you can crush. Find the guy on top of the net, lob it up over him, do it till you get the ball you can crush. That's so big. It's almost a snowboard. That's such a bad choice.
He just can't do that. And he knows he can't do that. That was a double apology.
Double apology.
Really bad.
In that case, very
was right, yeah.
warranted. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, spectacular pull-away volley from Durant.
But again, off of what?
Yep. Three-quarter drive.
30.
Off a three-quarter half-pace probing drive.
From Durant there. Use Powers on life support right here.
Oh, and that's nothing like a
Advantage,
nice jolt
use
and a couple
power.
faults can give you.
See if he goes overhead here. Nope. Yeah, he's going overhead.
Oh, good move.
Wow, fast turnaround there.
Around mid.
Two faults, missed forehand.
Yeah.
all
3
in,
games to 1.
20-second span?
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see if that injects a little life into Hughes Powers. It's kind of a strange set of circumstances where, you know, Durant and Mitchell look lifeless for an entire set, and now Hughes Powers look relatively lifeless. You know, and it's reflected obviously in the score.
And Mitchell looks so much more comfortable dealing with the huge spin than he's had in the past. Great reaction from Durant. That shot's beat virtually everybody else in the country.
Spotted drive there. Smart for Durant and Mitchell to stay back. It's a little, sort of a Durant move, following behind him. Nice shot.
Looked like he was beat until he just extended his arm further than it would normally go. That's going to turn on those two faults.
I mean, we've seen it happen many times,
Yeah.
Mark. Need some life, your opponent gives it to you. Sudden jolt gets you some energy. It's out.
Apparently so.
Wow.
I don't know if he was even short pass.
We'll get a clear look at it, but great shot. Lob volley.
Oh, he missed that one.
Wow. Such great play. He actually played the lob volley, which was smart, but you got to bail there. I don't see how that's a scenario where you're going to win advantage-wise. But when you've won as many as he has, sometimes you always think you can.
Big serve there from Powers.
30 all.
Big challenging serve. He's got to bail there too. And the options for Durant on that return of serve.
I've never tried any Australian against Durant.
30, 40.
Cannot afford to make that mistake at this point in the match.
Forcing will. That's just beautifully played. I mean, it's well done, well set up, but great volley from Powers there. He's able to take the pace off it, so he keeps the ball low on Durant. So Durant can't stick it. It's a really good touch, but it wasn't a bad play at all from Durant Mitchell.
Great getting the leg toward there on the serve.
This is a tough one. Nice get there for Mitchell.
Great dig from Mitchell. As I said earlier, Mitchell's really doing so much better job. Huge spin.
There he goes.
Advantage,
Point.
Durant Mitchell.
You see this is a must-win game for Hughes Power?
I think it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Things can always shift in a platform match, but this is Danger Will Robinson time for those of you who watch Lost in Space. How he bounces it out of the court.
Durant Mitchell, they lead the third set, 4 games to 1.
I mean, what a turnaround. I never expected it, of course, to be a 6-love, you know, and then a 6-love again for Hughes Powers. But I expected there to be a moment where it's sort of this hard-fought battle and there goes one way or the other. We haven't seen that at all. It's been an interesting turn of events.
Love.
15 love.
Durant's positioning at the net and his ability to just take these balls. And first that they were losing these, but he wasn't as committed to this full out right on top of the net strategy. You know, so they're still filling out their zone. And once they moved to it, he made a couple of adjustments. There's been no looking back. And Houston Powers have been caught too often playing the three-quarter drive, getting hurt. All the drive winners they had in the beginning, all gone. Great lob. That's smart, but that's what they want. That's a smart play. A little dangerous on the block lob there, but there he goes. Instead of taking the little backhand chip, He uses a quick lob up and then gets a better opportunity. And they're going to have to commit to sort of a one more ball idea and take the big ball, the right ball. There's a good move too. Until they do that, I don't think they're going to be able to make a comeback here. Unless there's a bunch of donations, but it seems like Mitchell and Durant are pretty dialed in here. That's that.
15-30.
It was a bit fast even for Durant.
Yeah, what's tricky about him, he wins a percentage of those points because he gets so nervous up there. People flag that volley.
Yep.
You know, good leave by Powers, but he makes so many of them, like just a higher percentage than other guys do, that you know, you start thinking he's going to make most of them.
And he does. A lot of talking from Durant.
I think, see, that's just that overhead. That little tip push shot there.
40-30.
Yeah, they're struggling to execute now.
Okay. Hiriyo Hanaka da. And up. Yep. Okay. Durant Mitchell, they lead the third set. 5-1. Love 15.
Yeah, Hughes and Powers, it seems like the air has gone out of the balloon. Similar to what we saw against, you know, Ernie and, oh, that's just Nolan. They were right in it, and then there's a moment where it all just went away. Love 30.
Just so surprising to see from Hughes and Powers.
You know, the great shoe incident. Into the shoes, and then boom. Like chaos theory, a butterfly flaps his wings.
He lost the point anyway.
Yep.
Almost bounced out and then didn't hit the beam and came back over the net. And that takes us to triple match point.
All there?
Yeah, it's kind of really interesting mirror image finals here.
Yeah.
Both the top teams get in there, and there's a
It is.
quick end, and the fastest three-set match and the most curious score that we've ever seen from two top teams. In my estimation.
Unbelievable. Okay, I'm going to go grab an interview with the winners.
All right, so as Mark gets out there, we'll talk our way through this. So a great tournament. You know, a lot of thanks always to be had. Tournament Director Drew Sawyer, you know, all our sponsors are out there, Remedy Plus, Fusion, Discipline Alpha, Labor LLC, Worcester Air, Western Golf Club, Xenon, Owl's Nest Resorts, Billy Boyd Distillers, Narragansett Beer, and of course, you know, Paddle Pro. It's been a great tournament here. Boston always has a terrific show for everybody. You know, Ann Sheedy's here, Tournament Director, also Jackie Cameron, Genius Chikudze, and all the members here at the Weston Golf Club. Just a tremendous crowd. It was a perfect day of paddle. You know, overcast, wet. So you can figure out what happened. You know, with the shoes, pointed the shoes, and Powers and Hughes basically from that moment forward, not the same team. And of course, great, you know, great.
You want the mic back? You got it. You got it.
Grant Mitchell.
Okay.
So you can see out here.
Where do you want us? Like here?
For the interview with our champions, and of course the hometown crowd, Durant and Mitchell. You know, Durant will go down as
further over.
the greatest player of all time at this point.
Drew, I'm going to turn it over to you after we're done. Drew, I'm going to turn it over to you afterwards. Then you throw it back to Brad when you're done.
And there we go. So
Genius, either way. Okay.
Giving it to us. All right, Mark. Mark is underway.
Okay, I'm here with the winners of the 2023 Boston Open. Johan, you lose the first set 6-love, which must have been something of a shock for you. How did you guys adjust?
I just blamed my partner, so I played a lot better after that.
And Stephen, how did you handle Johan blaming you for that first set loss when he was so awful?
I'm okay with that, but we made some good strategic adjustments second and third, so we felt a little bit better about that.
Yeah, we noticed you guys were playing a little more Australian I formation, and Johan, you were hanging on the net a lot, which really impacted their return to serve.
Yeah, they played well. I mean, they played too fast for us. I think we couldn't keep up. They were hitting too many drives, and we had to change something. So we tried to, obviously make small adjustments, and it did work this time. It doesn't mean it's always going to work, but this time it worked out well.
Stephen, where are we going to see you guys next?
Short Hills, New Jersey. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Guys, congratulations. I'm going to turn it over to host pro genius Chizuke, who's going to do the awards presentation.
Staying here?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys, for playing. First of all, we'd like to thank our sponsors for this tournament, our title sponsor, Disciplined Alpha. Without their generous support, this tournament would be the way it is. We want to thank our gold sponsors, Labor, Worcester Air, and the Western Golf Club. We also like to thank our other sponsors, Xenon Paddle, Narragansett, Owl's Nest, and obviously the APTA lead sponsor, Remedy Plus. All their support made this tournament come together and made such a fantastic show for everybody to watch and play. Congratulations to my local winners, Stephen Mitchell and Johan Durant, for another successful Boston Open.
Good job.
Thanks, man. Good play, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Stephen. Appreciate it.
All right, good. And for our runners-up, John Hughes. Where's your partner, John? John Hughes and Mark Powers. Guys, thanks for playing. Yeah, that's all right. Thanks for playing, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Congratulations. Every year, it's a pleasure to have you guys. This is one of the favorite tournaments you've told me.
Oh, yeah.
And every day you come back, you always put on a good show. And tough luck today, but good seeing you guys out here playing again. Hopefully, you'll be back again next year.
Oh, absolutely. We wouldn't miss it.
Lovely. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. Amin, runners up. Thank you. This is courtesy of Discipline Alpha.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for playing.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Yeah, thanks so much for
Awesome.
having us. Great
Cheers.
event.
Good. Yeah.
Appreciate
Cut.
it.
Yep.
All right. So there you have it. Our winners, Durant and Mitchell here from the 2023 Boston Open, and also Florentina Hanisch and Anna Maria Zabori. And that's a wrap from the men's finals and from the Boston Open in 2023. And we'll see you next at the Birchwood Open Men's and Women's NRT on February 4th and 5th. And everybody tune in then.
Hi, this is Roxy Enica, and this is my serve and first volley. The goal of the first volley is to keep that ball deep inside the court. We're not looking to win it. We're not looking to put the ball away. You're looking to get yourself in the point with your partner. Matches in general, what I'm seeing happening a lot is people tend to just serve and run in as fast as they can to the net. This is not the goal that you should have for your first volley. As you're crossing the service line, start slowing down and make that volley. After that, you can continue moving forward and playing the point at the net with your partner. You want to be using the continental grip, or like I like to teach members, is that you want to look to have a hammer in your hand. Make sure that the paddle stays compact, close to your body, and a little bit open with a 45-degree angle. You don't want to be squeezing too hard. In fact, you're looking to absorb the pace of that first drive. Don't look to punch at it and add more pace to it, because a lot of times you're going to miss it long. You want to loosen the grip on your hand a little bit and bring the paddle closer to your body. Absorb that pace on your first drive and keep that ball in play, ideally deep. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you around the course soon.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. fuel your car.